Hi and welcome to the Malat Cookery channel. So in this video I'm going to be making traditional Scottish shortbread. Okay, so this recipe has been given to me by a Malat customer, John and Moira, who own a small family-run bakery in Scotland, and the instructions I've been given are that the cooking techniques are as important as the ingredients, if not more important. So watch this video all the way through, and where we get to a really important part of the recipe, I'll point that out. A full list of ingredients will be given at the end, but let's have a look at those ingredients now and any equipment we're going to need for today. Alright, so the ingredients for this shortbread recipe, I've got 375 grams of plain or all-purpose flour. I've got 250 grams of butter, which has been sat at room temperature for about half an hour, so it's nice and soft. Pinch of salt, 125 grams of white granulated sugar. Now I'm using caster sugar because that's what the recipe tells me to use, but you can use normal granulated sugar if that's all you've got. Going to be needing some baking paper or greaseproof paper, a large bowl to mix in, a tray, oven tray, a rack in order to cool the shortbread once it comes out of the oven, and a rolling pin. Okay, so our first job is to mix all of the dry ingredients in the large mixing bowl, and that way we get even distribution of all of the dry ingredients within the flour. Right, so the next thing to do is we want to add the butter to our flour mix, and tip number one, if this is your first time at making shortbread or you're not that experienced, mix it by hand rather than using an electric mixer, because there is a danger that you'll overmix and it'll just change the structure of the shortbread and it won't be right. The second tip is don't add all of the butter at the same time. And the reason for that is if I add all the butter, my hand, mixing it by hand, is just going to get overwhelmed and it's going to be difficult to get the butter off. But this way, any flour that's left that hasn't been mixed with the butter, that will assist you in getting the butter off your hands, and then you just put the next lot in. So I'm breaking this up just through my fingers. It's going to take a while, but of course the better the prep, the better the finished product. Right, so the next tip, once it comes together, that's not the end of it. So what you do then, get a nice clean surface, a non-stick surface, and we're just going to push it out like that. Turn it, and do this for just a couple of minutes. It'll improve, is this called a dough or a paste? I'm not sure. That's John. But this will improve the workability of it when we come to roll it out. I'm sure I'm not doing this very well, but I suppose anything helps. I can already feel a huge difference. Right, so once we've got it to this stage, we just need to assess it. What I mean by that is it should be nice and soft like this, but not too soft. So anyone that's living in a sort of really hot environment, I know I've got quite a few subscribers in Australia, and I think it's just coming out of summer there. So if it is very soft, put it in the fridge, just cover it with cling film or food wrap, just put it in the fridge for 10 minutes, just to give it a tiny little bit of a chill. As far as I'm concerned, that looks okay. So the next thing to do is just to put a tiny amount of the all-purpose or plain flour on a work surface. Not too much, just to try and assist this paste or dough, and then a little bit on our rolling pin. Take it out. Okay, we just want to roll this out to about maybe a centimetre thick. Just start to crack like that, you can just push it all together. Like I say, try and get it as even as possible. Because we have worked this dough or paste a little bit, it isn't cracking that much. If you just bring it together by hand and don't do anything with it, you'll just get huge splits in this type of dough. And again, if it's too soft, it'll do exactly that. So all we do now is want to form our shortbread fingers. So decide how big you want these. So I'm going to get, these are quite wide at the beginning, so I think I'm going to go for that. And it's difficult with a camera. So those to one side to roll out again. Next thing to do is we take a fork and we just want to put some holes all the way through. This is the signature appearance of shortbread, but it does serve a purpose. So this will allow any steam to escape from the centre of the shortbread, ensuring that it cooks all the way through. And once we've done that, we just very carefully pick each one of these up and we place them on our baking tray, which has a sheet of baking paper on it. Right, so once we've done that, the next thing to do is to assess them again. Again, if you're in an area of the world where you've got a really high ambient temperature and these seem really soft, they go into the fridge for half an hour to chill. I'm happy with these because I live in the north of the UK and it's only ever hot on one afternoon in July. So another important point now is the temperature and the position of these in the oven. So I've got a fan assisted oven, which is terrible, but if it was a good one, I'd be putting the oven, preheating the oven to 140 degrees centigrade. If you don't have a fan assisted oven, just a standard oven, then it's 160 degrees centigrade and they go into the lower part of the oven. I'm going to put mine, I've already got my oven preheated, obviously you have to do that, and I've got mine preheated to 150 degrees centigrade because I simply don't trust it. Place them in and then you start to observe them from 15 minutes and you know when they're done when the edges just go a slight golden colour. It should be quite pale, but the edges will go a slight golden colour. Once that's done, you bring them out. They'll still be extremely soft, but they go straight onto the wire rack to cool down thoroughly. Okay, let's have a look at these. Right, so they were 150 degrees centigrade, bottom part of the oven, not on the actual bottom of the oven, just below centre, for 25 minutes. I think these are done now. So the next thing I'm going to do is to transfer them onto that wire rack, make sure they are completely cold, obviously, before we try them. I think 8 out of 10 for effort, 4 out of 10 for shaping, but I'll know for next time. Right, so there you go. Thank you so much to John and Moira. I definitely they wouldn't have turned out like this if I hadn't have had your expert advice and help. I was paranoid about them coming out, you know, really dark, but they're pale. I've checked another one, the crumb, the structure of it is perfect. And I tell you what, taste Absolutely amazing. Please subscribe to the channel, and as usual, if you've enjoyed this particular video, hit the like button. Thank you very much for watching.